Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and asanteni sana for supporting this channel. I want us to go straight to the star and that segment known as the corridors of power. This is what is really published there. This is what is published there. Are leaders from Mount Kenya blackmailing Deputy President William Samoei Ruto over the running mate position? We are told the Mount Kenya tribal bevy are selfishly insisting that Ruto's deputy must be from the region, lest they withdraw their material and financial support in Kenya Kwanza. They are also quietly threatening to reignite ethnic animosity between Kikuyu and the Kalenjin communities if their wishes aren't granted. Those engaged in the insidious exercise believe that Ruto favors Musalia Mudavadi and may just hand him the second most powerful position in the coalition. Rigathi Gachagua is on record saying that the position of deputy president was reserved for the mountain. If you follow this channel, I analyzed last week that there was a meeting that was supposed to be held. It was a retreat that Ruto was supposed to hold exclusively with UDA leaders. That was last week on Sunday and Monday. Then in part of the process to come up with the running mate. That was part of the plan to come up with the running mate. But, the third, is it the third? Yes, the third president, Mwai Kibaki, passed on last week. And of course, that program was halted a bit. It was a little bit disrupted, and that meeting did not go on. But just that week, I think it was on Monday, reports emerged that Deputy President William Ruto was narrowing down that list. And one of the absentees in the narrowed list that Deputy President was producing is one Rigathi Gachagua. So Ruto was preferring, from Mount Kenya, was preferring Muturi, Kindiki, and Waiguru. But the trap is, in the event that the Kenya Kwanza team were going to reject the three, then he will have no option but only to go from Musalia Mudavadi. But then Rigathi Gachagua, I think, is the most prominent leader from Mount Kenya in Kenya Kwanza that I want to believe would want that position. This story at Corridors of Power is saying, I want us to look at some two aspects that are coming out there. That they might withdraw their financial and material support in Kenya Kwanza. If there is a political leader in this country that has invested in the UDA party, even financially, then that is only Rigathi Gachagua. If you look at Anne Waiguru, she's not so much interested in becoming the Ruto's running mate, but she's focusing on re-election in Kirinyaga, back in Kirinyaga. Ndindi Nyoro is the closest to Ruto, but he does not have the financial muscle. The leader from Mount Kenya, the financial muscle that is supporting William Ruto, or rather has been supporting William Ruto, in my own opinion, can only be Rigathi Gachagua. And then it also means that Rigathi Gachagua is feeling like Ruto is shortchanging him. Even though for the last 2 years, Gachagua was touted as the de facto deputy president to William Samoei Ruto. They're saying that in the event that Ruto do not pick running mate from Central Kenya, they will not stop at withdrawing the financial support, but they will also fuel the animosity between the Kalenjin and Kikuyu. Now, to me, I think that will be more detrimental to Ruto's presidential bid than even the financial support. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if William Samoei Ruto will not get 80% from the larger Mount Kenya region, then there is no other way. There is no way he will become the president of Republic of Kenya. Not in 2022, and not even in 2027, and not in 10 years to come, unless the dynamics change. So what Ruto will not want is a situation where Rigathi Gachagua and the team that are seen to be supporting him are turning their back on him and siding with President Uhuru Kenyatta. But you might also take it that these leaders that are now with Ruto are going against the grain, because the strategy that the Central Kenya Chess Master, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, is doing is to make sure that they make Central Kenya a Jubilee zone, so that any other leader that is in UDA is seen as someone who is an outsider. That is something that is worrying. So they are also feeling they have sacrificed a lot. Some of them lost even the nomination because of attacking the president. Their presence, their script was, when you attack the president, you gather more votes for deputy president, but that seems not to be working. So the best that Ruto will give them is the running mate in the return of the sacrifices they've made. But the question begs here. So it was all agreed, and Ruto and Mudavadi went to Western, and they told the Western voters that they are going to be, Mudavadi is going to be given 30% of the government if they make government with Ruto. But somewhere, it seems that there is a very secret card that Ruto wants to unleash. And he wants to unleash that card, and that would be picking Musalia Mudavadi. Now, before I look at why Ruto might change his mind and go from Mudavadi as as the Star reporting, is this. There is something that the two presidential frontrunners are considering. When you are picking your running mate, it is not just within the confines of the coalition, but how about who the next person is going to pick? Ruto might also be looking at situations and looking here that maybe he might pick Musalia Mudavadi depending on who Raila picks as his running mate in Azimio la Umoja. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just giving you a foundation of what I want us to look at, because in what I'm seeing, there is a probability that Ruto is panicking over the mountain vote. Now, I want us to look at why Ruto is panicking over the mountain vote. That is critical. Ruto is trying to is depending on Rift Valley and Central Kenya, a script of the 2013 and 2017 that propelled Uhuru Kenyatta to presidency. I mentioned in my previous analysis, with the death of Kibaki, the Central Kenya leaders are converging around Raila Odinga. And one of the things is to give back the hand. So Ruto is a cornered man. Now, kindly, if you're watching this channel and you have not yet subscribed, I want to humbly kindly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also give us your feedback on what do you think is making Ruto to shrink over the mountain vote. And do you think it is time for him to think otherwise? Are you within Nairobi and its environs, Kiambu, Kitengela, or are you in Runda or Karen or Lavington, places where you experience frequent blackouts? Now, I want you to contact the Instalight company. They have amazing offers on power backup systems, and they can integrate the solar with the heating system, and that can reduce your electricity bill to zero. What an amazing look there. Check out. Talk to Gidiomi at 0722 818 883. 0722 818 883. And please tell Gidiomi that this is from Kevin Oduor. Let's get to the business now. So, why do you think Ruto is getting worried? Raila Karua ticket is a very scaring ticket. and it's very interesting because, ladies and gentlemen, let's just face the music. if Raila picks Martha Karua as the running mate, then that is going to give a different perspective of Raila Odinga. He is going to consolidate the women constituency in central Kenya. I am talking about the women constituency because of this. If you've been following the politics of Ruto, you will realize that his entry in central Kenya was the church, and by extension, the women groups. By the way, the youths were simply being given the wheelbarrows for the camera, you know, but he would attend church, women groups, and send people to give women groups a lot of money. So the women of central Kenya coalesced around him. And by the way, there is something I've realized, that, you know, women are driven by emotions. They're so emotive. Ruto went to them and posed as one of their sons and told them that the president is not their son. And so, that is it. With the presence of Martha Karua emerging as potential Raila Odinga's running mate, William Ruto is weighing out his options, because the 2022 contest is not simply about the traditional fan base, but it's also a game of tactics and strategies. You may have to change your strategy. Ruto has been enjoying support in central Kenya for the last 4 years. And the problem is not enjoying the support. The problem is maintaining it. Okay? So that is why, for me, he might consider his options if Raila goes for Martha Karua. So that will be a probability. But then, will you also look at the nominations in central Kenya? Because one thing I have realized is that the Mount Kenya voters are passive voters. They will be passive voters in in the August 9th polls. This is why, for the first time, they are not having a presidential candidate. And if you think I'm wrong, look at Kibaki. Look at President Uhuru Kenyatta, 2013, 2017. Mwai Kibaki was there in 2007, 2003. In 1997, Matiba was there. In 1992, Kenneth Matiba was also there. So for the first time, they're not going to play an active role. And I want us just to be very practical here. The Mount Kenya voters have been waking up every election in the morning to send Raila back to Bondo. In 2013, it was to send Raila back to Bondo so that they can save Uhuru from ICC. Same to 2017. Now, the man they've been waking up to go and send to Bondo is the person they are now supposed to go and vote. Most likely, they might not turn to vote. Look at what happened in the nominations. They don't have the euphoria. They don't have the traction of the ballot paper. There is no emotional touch for them to go to the ballot paper. My good friend Bernard Adewa will tell you that election is about emotions. It's not about the rational appeal. Now with that, Ruto has realized that, look here, the team I'm depending on might have a 50% turnout. Now for me to balance the equation well, because his supporters in central Kenya have decided, but they are most likely not going to vote. That is the problem. He might think about Musalia Mudavadi. But as that is also emerging, there are also deep divisions amongst the Gema leaders in around President Uhuru Kenyatta. And if you follow, not President Uhuru Kenyatta, but around William Ruto, if you follow this channel, I opined about Susan Kihika not meeting eye to eye with Rigathi Gachagua. Look at that. Moses Kuria do not want to hear of a running mate coming from Rigathi Gachagua, Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wah, and all that. Look at Kimani Ichung'wah and Moses Kuria. They don't meet. Look at the women, the women of Gema that are in Ruto, that are around Ruto. Alice Wahome, Waiguru, Kihika. I think those are the most formidable leaders. They don't have that charisma, you know. So Ruto might also feel that the leaders, if I go and pick a running mate, Rigathi Gachagua, Susan Kihika will not support, Moses Kuria will not support, Anne Waiguru might not even support. There are also the politics, if I go and pick Tharaka-Nithi Senator Kithure Kindiki, then Rigathi Gachagua and the likes are not going to accept it. So the divisions are also shaking William Ruto's presidential hopes. Lastly, and this is the reason, Ruto is seeing a possibility of losing the elections. Now, this is what happens. If Ruto loses the elections, he forms the opposition party. The opposition party will not be Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Kwanza is an alliance. There is no opposition coalition. There is an opposition party. Now, opposition party being UDA, and he's depending on UDA and UDA of Central Kenya to be part of that. The Central Kenya voters or residents, psychologically, they are not fashioned for opposition politics. Now, this is what William Ruto is saying. That, and this is the reality. If he picks Rigathi Gachagua or Ndindi Nyoro as the running mate, then they go to the general election and lose, that person will likely work with Azimio. They will leave the opposition and go to the other side, because the economy of Central Kenya cannot thrive in opposition politics. Let's not lie here. The road network and rural electrification and the house and the agriculture economy, these are the three pillars in Central Kenya. They have benefited from both Kibaki and Uhuru presidency. They're coming from 20 years in presidency, in government. How do you tell them to be in opposition and they stick with you? So Ruto is seeing a possibility of UDA falling down if he doesn't form the next government. And the solution is to think about Musalia Mudavadi. I want to look at the comment section and tell me what you think. I'm still at home, man. So I'm going to look into the next. By the way, I have a very interesting analysis on Siaya politics. I've been here for the last 1 week. And stick around, subscribe to this channel. I want to tell you something very interesting from Siaya.